Okay, so we're going to start on the mat. So come to the foot end of your mat. Get yourself into good standing posture. And then sit yourself on the mat without using your arms. And then roll yourself back. Make sure you've got your band to hand because we're going to do the leg stretches of the band reasonably early in the class. So we'll just start with a little bit of focus. We're going to also start with loosening up our shoulders before we do the leg stretches with the band. So get yourself into the relaxation position, thinking about your alignment and also releasing any tension in your body. So your feet should feel really just light and flat. If you feel there's more weight going through your heels, bring your feet a little bit nearer to your buttocks. So you should feel your toes just really light on the mat. Just check there isn't any tension in your knees or your thighs, either at the back or the front. Pelvis in neutral, so it's neither arched or tucked into the mat. And just very gently engage your core, just enough to know that it's there. Sense of length in your spine away from the pelvis. Your neck lengthening away from the shoulders, which are nice and open, but without arching the back. So the rib cage stays gently connected with the mat. And you're nice and open across the front of the shoulders. Arms gently lengthened by your side without any tension in your hands. And just check your face is nice and soft, especially your jaw. Tongue isn't stuck to the roof of your mouth. Your forehead is free of tension and your eyes just feel nice and light. So before we start with our shoulder drops, we'll just try and get our breath a little bit deeper than just into our upper chest. So still keeping this sense of release and relaxation in the body, but breathing in through the nose and getting the rib cage to expand as low down as you can and breathing out when the rib cage comes back together. So a couple more here, but again, keeping your face soft, the shoulders relaxed. Just open up the breath with one more breath. And then let's start with loosening up our shoulders. So bring your arms above your chest, but keep the shoulder blades into the mat and your palms are facing each other. And then on an in-breath, let's start with the right arm. Reach your fingers to the ceiling. And this just brings your shoulder blade on the right side away from the spine. And on the out-breath, just let it just drop back into place. And then alternate the hands, breathing in to reach your fingers straight up. And then the shoulder blade just draws your arm back, releasing. So we're going to keep alternating. So every time you reach your hand up, that's stretching the area between the shoulder blade and the spine. And the shoulder blade just drops back. Don't shove it back onto the mat, but let it just drop and release back into place. As it drops and releases, you don't start bringing the shoulder up to your ear. And then when you've done a few each side, you can start to take your arm a little bit across the body to get a bit more of a stretch between the shoulder blade and your spine. It's not a very strong stretch, it's just an opening up kind of stretch. But still keep your face soft, everything else relaxed. Let's do one more on each side. And then we're going to do helicopter arms. So just check you've got space behind you. You're not going to knock everything over. So we're going to start with our palms facing our feet now. So I'm going to start by taking my right arm up behind my head and my left arm by my hip. Now, as you do that, you don't arch your back. Keep the rib cage closed in. And then I'm going to circle my arms out to the side so they're going in completely opposite directions. So now my right arm is by my hip and my left arm is by my ear. And then I bring them back up above my chest. And now my left arm is going above my head and my right arm by my hip. Circle your arms out to the side as near to the floor as your shoulder socket will allow. And now my right arm is by my right ear and my left arm by my hip. And I bring my arms back up above the chest. And now I'm going to take my right arm behind me, left arm by the hip, circle my arms around until they've completely swapped position. So my left arm by my ear, my right arm by the hip, and up. So keep going. So you're alternating the arm that goes behind you, circle around, trying to bring the arm up as near to the ear as possible, and then coming back above the chest, and then the other arm goes behind to start with. Circle around. It's meant to be good for the brain, this as well, as you're doing across movements. So I'm going to do 2 more. So it'll be once with my right arm going behind me, once with my left arm going behind me. So a simple movement, but quite effective on keeping that movement within the shoulder socket and also highlighting any differences. And then take your arms back by your side. So now let's do our leg stretches with the band. So reach your band or your scarf, whatever you're using. And I'm going to start with the right leg. So we're going to do a little bit of ankle work on this. So if you've got a band, have the band quite tight. So I've got a reasonably strong band, so I can hold my band up quite high and get quite a bit of tension on the band, but my elbows can still relax on the mat. So we're going to stay here first of all. We're just getting that stretch behind the back of the leg. So reaching away through the heel. So your big toe should really be in line with your knee. Your foot shouldn't be twisted out to the side at all. Keep straight behind the knee, keep the pelvis grounded, and just get that really good stretch behind the knee, behind the back of the thigh, the hamstring, but don't lift your buttock in any way. You're reaching your heel away from your sit bone, which is in the center of your buttock when you're in this position. So the reason for having some tension on that band, we're going to do some pointing and flexing with the foot. So I want you to point your foot, but you're pulling on the band to make that a little bit difficult, and then flex. So as you flex, you want to keep your you want to keep your big toe in line with the knee. So you're not taking the big toe in towards the middle of your body in any way. You're keeping your foot really square and reaching away through the heel as you flex the foot and point and then flex. So it should be straight up and down. It shouldn't be slightly wobbly when you point and flex. And let's do 2 more like this. So as much tension on your band or your scarf to make it as hard as possible. So come back to having a flexed foot. So the sole of your foot should be sort of parallel to the ceiling. And now let's do our ankle stretch. So working from the outside of the ankle, turn the sole of your foot inwards. So to begin with, your right toe should still be in line with your right shoulder, not in your midline. And then you take the leg just across the body enough for you to get a good stretch. So you get a stretch in the outside of your shin, also a bit more into the hamstring. Keep the shoulders relaxed, elbows on the mat. And just use your breath to allow any tension to release. And now take both ends of the band in the right hand. Take your right leg out to the side away from you. Point your right foot and turn the outside of the top of the right leg out. So you're getting a stretch on the inside of your thigh, relaxing the bent left knee out the opposite way. And try and get your right foot towards the floor and experiment where you're getting your best stretch. So sometimes you feel the stretch right up into the pubic bone, but you're definitely wanting a stretch on the inside thighs. Just check your wrist alignment, that you've got a straight line through the back of your hand and the back of your forearm. Your line of tension on the band is your right foot towards your right shoulder. So now bend your right knee and bring your right leg back above your hip. You don't want to arch your back, and back to a flexed right foot. But both ends of the band in your left hand now. And without bringing the right hip off, just bring the right leg across the body. You don't go very far, and it can be quite an intense stretch, this. So just take it to a point where you can relax into it. Keep reaching away through the heel. Keep straight behind the knee. And then see if you can take the leg a bit further across without that right hip coming off. So you should really feel the pelvis completely as it was on the mat. And now you can relax the bent left knee out of the way and slowly let that right hip come off, but the right shoulder staying on the mat. You can turn your head to the left, to your right if you want, to get a stretch in the left side of your neck. Again, you want to check your wrist alignment. And we're going to stay here for quite a few breaths. So your line of pull now is your right foot towards your left shoulder, but the right shoulder is completely relaxed on the mat. Sorry, my lefts and my rights, I'm getting all muddled up this morning. Keep straight behind the knee, keep reaching away through your right heel, and breathe into any area that is tense and just visualize it releasing. See if you can straighten behind the knee a touch more, reach away through the heel a touch more. And now bend your right knee into your chest, use your core, get your back on the mat, top to the bottom, and come back to the center. And now bring your left foot into the band while your feet are in midair. Drop your right foot down in line with the right hip. Have a good bit of tension on your band around the left foot. Reaching away through the heel, keep straight behind the knee. Elbows relaxed on the mat so you don't start bringing tension into your shoulders. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths, getting that good stretch behind the knee right up into the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. Just see if you can straighten behind the knee a touch more. So now we're going to do the point and flexing. So you want to keep your left toe in line with the left knee and sort of the left shoulder. And then just point the foot. Keep the foot straight. Don't let it turn in or out. And then flex. So the movement is coming from the ankle. And when you flex, really reach away through the heel. Really point. Have as much tension on that band as you can, and see how far you can point that foot, really opening through the front of the foot and front of the ankle, and then flexing. So the foot staying square. It's not turning in or turning out. So the left toe stays in line with the leg. It doesn't come into your midline. And it's really pointing, really get that stretch through the front of your foot and ankle. Let's do 2 more. So back to a flexed foot. And turning from the outside of the ankle, turn the sole of your foot inwards. So initially your left toe, big toe should be in line with your left shoulder, and then isolate the leg across the body until you get your good stretch. The hip does not come off, the left hip does not come off. And now take both ends of the band in your left hand, point your left foot, and take your left leg out to the side away from you, relaxing your bent right knee out in the opposite waist, turning your left leg out slightly from the top of the thigh, and experiment where you get your best stretch. You get your left foot towards the floor, it's a slightly different stretch, but your line of pull is your left foot in the direction of your left ear. But wherever you get a good stretch, just stay there, check your wrist alignment, elbow still staying relaxed on the mat so you're not bringing any tension into your shoulders. Still keeping that left leg turned out slightly. And now bend your left knee to bring your leg back above your hip. And then once it's back above the hip, straighten it again. So keeping into a flexed left foot and both ends of the band in your right hand now. So isolate your left leg across the body without the left hip coming off. Your foot isn't turned in, it's just flexed. And then try and relax into that. It can be quite tense. See if you can straighten behind your knee a bit more. Reach your way through your heel a bit more. And now relax your bent right knee out of the way and slowly let your left hip come off. But keep your left shoulder blade on the mat. You can turn your head to the left if you wish. So again, stay here for quite a few breaths. So keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your left leg straight behind the knee, reaching away through the heel. Check your wrist alignment and just relax and breathe into this. We're going to stay here for about half a minute. So visualize your breath going into any area of tension. Just allow that to release. Once it releases at one point, you can just increase the tension a bit more. You're drawing your left foot up towards your right shoulder now. Couple more breaths here. And now bend your left knee into your chest, come back to the center without arching your back, and take the band away. So a nice gentle start to the class. So let's take it up a notch and we'll do our hundreds. So we're going to do our hundreds in 2 lots of 50. But if you want a little challenge, you can use some light weights. It means it's harder to not rock when you're curled up. So no rocking in your body with the weights. Make sure there's no arching in your back. So you can either be stay in a double knee fold position or extend the legs either high, or if you want more of a challenge, lower the legs a bit, but no arching in the back whatsoever, staying curled up from your abdominals, not your neck. So come into a double knee fold using your core and bring your legs together. So knees are connected, ankles are connected. This actually helps you. So keep that connection when you extend your legs. So again, do 2 lots of 50. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, lengthen your arms and extend the legs. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 30, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 40, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 50. Still your arms, bend your knees in, curl yourself back down and give your knees a gentle hug to your chest. A nice stretch in the lower back, but hopefully you didn't feel any strain in the lower back at all. So get yourself back to your starting position for the next 50. Keep the knees and ankles connected, arms by your side. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, extend the legs and lengthen your arms. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 90. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Still the arms, bend your knees in. Curl yourself back down and hug your knees into your chest. So keep your knees together and one hand on each knee and just do a few little circles around the lower back. And go in both directions. As you take the knees away from you, don't arch your back and hug your knees in. And then we're going to stay in the double knee fold position. We're going to put your weights to one side. So have your knees in line with your shoulders and your feet softly pointed together, arms by your side. We're going to do the double leg stretch, just the simple version. So when you curl yourself up, you should be curled up enough that your arms are in line with your knees. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, extend the legs. So you want to be curled up, that your hands are here. If you're not curled up very much, they're above the knees. So curl up a little bit more. And then let's come back to having our hands on our knees. So breathe out to curl up. Breathe in to curl back down. Breathe out to curl up. Breathe in to curl back down. Breathe out to curl up. Breathe in to curl back down. And up. Really working from your abdominals to curl up, not from the neck. Let's do 2 more. Breathe. And back. Breathing out to curl up. And in to curl back down and hug your knees into your chest. Good. So we're going to do our core work now. You can use the ball for this one, but actually you can still work really well without the ball. It's a single leg stretch, legs, excuse me, but you're not letting your pelvis move in any way. So, well, let's just try this without the ball, even for those who are used to using the ball. And just put your hands on this lower transverse abdominal muscle so you can really feel it working. So the higher you extend your leg, you can feel those muscles switching in as you do that, the easier it is. So what you could do, you could extend the leg a little bit lower, but don't let the back arch in any way, and then use the core to draw that leg back in. So I'll leave it up to you how low or high you take the leg. The lower is more of a challenge. So breathe out to extend that leg, stretch the leg away, use the core to draw the leg back in. And you should really feel that lower abdominal muscle working. And then you can challenge yourself, try go a little bit lower, but the pelvis isn't moving so much as a millimeter. So let's do a few more each side. If you've had enough, hug your knees into your chest. And do 1 more on each side. And then hug your knees into your chest. Sorry, I'm going to have to do a cough because I've got a frog in my throat. Sorry about that. Otherwise, I really am going to sound like a Dalek. Okay, so hug your knees into your chest here. And then using your core, come out of your double knee fold. Okay, let's come to standing. So extend one leg, then the other leg. Hands on your thighs and roll yourself up. Sitting tall and then lengthen your body over your legs. Hold on to wherever you can reach and get another nice stretch through the back of the legs, breathing into your back here. And then sitting tall before we come to standing, which ideally without using your arms. So we're going to do our roll downs in good standing posture, so no tension in the buttocks, pelvis in neutral, nice length in your spine, lengthen your neck. As you breathe in to lengthen through the spine, keep the shoulders down and focus your breath into the base of your rib cage. And then roll your neck down. We're just going to do a straight roll down for this one. Keep your weight through the center of your feet so you're not going back onto your heels. Let your head hang as heavily as you can. Your arms just relaxing, being grounded through your heels and lengthening your buttocks away from the heels. Breathing into your back. And this is the same with every roll down. We'll stay here for an extra breath on this one. And then scoop in your core, working from the pelvis, restacking your spine from the base all the way up to the top. Pelvis all the way back into neutral, and the rest of you just floats on up. So for the next three, we're going into the plank. You can either just hold the plank or add a few press-ups. So starting with your roll down, exactly the same before. Don't hurry the roll down. Breathe in to lengthen through the spine. Always start from the very top of your neck. Carefully don't miss out the neck and just bend the neck from the base of the neck. Keep your face soft, head hanging, weight through the center of your feet. So you have to use your core for stability. Stay down for at least one breath at the bottom of your roll down. And then walk yourself into a plank. So shoulders above the wrists, and you really keeping your core engaged, all your abdomen, so that you've got that nice sling of support. And then just add a few press-ups, however many you want to do. When you've done your press-ups, keep your hands where they are. Lift your hips away from your hands. Get your head towards the mat, your heels towards the mat. Get a really good stretch in your back. And then walk your hands halfway back in, up onto your tiptoes. Bend one knee as the other heel goes towards the mat. Back on tiptoes with both legs straight. And then you swap over. So try and keep the body from swaying. Your hips stay level, so you're not dipping one hip as you drop one heel to the mat. Use your core for stability. Do roughly about 8 of those, then come on to tiptoes. See how far you can get both heels towards the mat before you walk your hands back to your ankles, but try again not to sway too much. Hold on the back of your leg and draw your body down towards your legs. Then drop your arms, keep your head heavy, and roll yourself up. So I'm going to try and do 10 press-ups each time. You don't have to do the 10, but what I suggest is that you just then try, and if you're not doing press-ups, just hold the plank for that length of time. For those of you who want to do the full 10, then very welcome to join me. So breathing in, lengthen through your spine. Breathe out, roll your neck down. So enjoy each of these roll downs. They're just such a nice way of opening up the back, stretching through the back of the legs. Focusing your breath into your back here really stretches those muscles that run either side of the spine as well. So even though it's quite a tough routine in total, you want to keep it as relaxed as possible. And then add your press-ups, however many you want to do. If not, just hold the plank. Do 2 more. Keep your hands where they are and reach your hips away. Head towards the mat, heels towards the mat to begin with when you're in this long downward dog stretch. Really getting a good stretch, and then walk your hands back halfway onto your tiptoes. Straight, always start straight behind both knees before you bend one knee and the other heel towards the floor. Back up onto tiptoes with both legs straight. Keep both arms straight as well. Really easing that heel to the mat. And then see how far you can get both heels to the mat. Just getting a nice stretch, and then walking your hands back to your legs. Holding on behind your legs wherever you can reach, keeping your knees straight. And then draw your body towards your legs. And then relax your arms, keep your head relaxed, and come up from the pelvis. Never from the shoulders or the mid-back. Get the pelvis all the way back into neutral, and everything else just happens. Let's do one more, nice and slowly. Being totally relaxed in your roll down. Keep the face soft, hanging at the bottom here, breathing into your back. Straight legs at this point. And you only need to bend your knees if you haven't managed to get your hands towards the mat, and then obviously to walk yourself into plank, you need to do that. So get yourself into a plank before you start the press-ups, or just hold the plank. I'm going to do 2 more press-ups. And then coming into my long downward dog. Each time you do these, hopefully you find your head's going a little bit nearer to the mat, a little bit more of a stretch, hips up in the air, and then walk your hands back. And start your walking on the spot. Easing that heel to the mat, getting that stretch through the back of the calf, in the back of the heel, the Achilles. And then getting both heels towards the mat before you walk your hands back to your legs. So let's do a flat back stretch here, and then we'll do an extra hamstring stretch as well. So a couple of breaths drawing your body towards your legs, and then bend your knees so more of your hand can reach the mat than you could otherwise do so. Keep your hands in that new position, and then just see how much you can straighten behind the knee. Let's do 5 of these. Don't snap open behind the knee, just gently stretch and ease open behind the knee. Let's do 1 more, and then roll yourself back up. Lovely, good. Okay, so let's get a little bit of rotation. And we're going to do the giraffe. It's also another exercise that's good for opening out the inside of your legs. So when you're standing with your legs wide, toes out to the side, keep the pelvis tucked under. You don't want to be sticking out your body. Not by using the buttocks, but by using your core, drawing up here and releasing down at the back. So we're going to come forward, hinging from these hip creases. So you come forward with a flat back rather than rolling yourself down. And then let your head hang and your arms hang. Adjust your legs. You can take them a bit wider or not so wide if you've been a bit too ambitious. And just hang in the center here. Just really relaxing, just hanging all the way down. And then we're going to do 3 each side. Remember, you're keeping your legs straight and the hips where they were. You're working through the waist. So rotating from the waist, come over your left leg with your right arm coming across the body, holding on at whatever level is comfortable. If low down is too strong, have your leg higher. And then take your left arm up to the ceiling. It's like you're using that as a lever, wrapping your rib cage around your spine, looking towards your fingers up at the ceiling, using your lower hand to get that little bit of extra rotation. Then bring that top arm down. Both hands come back to the center together. Just check you haven't bent one leg. Hips stay where they are and rotate through the waist to come over your right leg with your left arm coming across the body and holding on to the outside of the leg. And then use the right arm as that long lever up to the ceiling, wrapping your rib cage around your spine. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in here. Allow the muscles to adapt. Then bring that top arm down. Both hands come back to the center. And we'll do 3 each side. Each time you can take that rotation just a tiny bit further, but keep your far leg straight so you're not bending at the knee at all. The hips are staying where they were. They're not coming with you either. Get a really nice stretch there. So use the hand on the outside of your leg and the other arm up. So you're getting really as much rotation as your body wants. And always stay up there for at least a breath to allow the muscles to adapt to that position. It's like you're trying to reach further behind you. When you've done 3 each side, just let your hands hang in the middle. If you want to take your legs a little bit wider, then you can do so. Don't make it too strong on the inside of the legs. And just relax your head, relax your arms, and get a really nice stretch here. Just at whatever level is comfortable for you. As long as you're getting a stretch, you're doing yourself some good. And then heel toe your feet back to hip width apart. And then roll yourself up. Again, get that pelvis all the way back to neutral and come to standing tall. So take your band again, and we're going to do the arm raises. Again, you can use a scarf. A scarf, you don't get quite the same benefit. But so if you've got a scarf that doesn't have any elasticity, start with your arms quite wide and quite a bit of slack in your scarf. If you're using a resistance band, then adjust it so that you get as much strength as your shoulders want. So start with more slack to begin with and just tighten it as you go along. Just checking that it doesn't cause any problems in your shoulders. So you have your arms stay straight at all the times. Then you have the band between your thumb and your first finger. So breathe in and bring your arms up. The shoulders stay down. And you want to take your arms behind you without sticking out your ribs. So keep your ribs closed in and take the arms behind you. Then you stretch the band apart, which is why if you've got a scarf, you need to have lots of slack. Your arms are staying straight, and just draw the band down as far as your shoulders feel comfortable. Then you stretch your arms away from each other. You don't adjust your body in any way. Your arms comes just up over your head. So if you found that quite easy, you can have a little bit more tension, so less band in between your hands. So breathing in, bring your arms up. Don't adjust your body or your head. Take the band apart and take the arms behind you. Drawing down, keeping your arms straight, then taking the arms away from each other. As the arms come up, the shoulders stay down, and then coming in front. So I'll go through the breathing now. You breathe in, and then you breathe out. You breathe in, and you breathe out. So each time you can, if you're getting tight, if it feels uncomfortable in the shoulder, then have more slack between the band. If you want a bit more of a challenge, have less band. So you have to work a little bit harder to take the band away. Remember not to adjust the body. Up and over. Let's do 4 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. 3 more. Breathing in and out. So arms up, shoulders down, stretch that band away, draw down behind your back, then stretch your arms out away from each other and bring your arms over by your side. I've lost count how many we're doing. Let's just do the last. Make this the last. And bring your arms back by your side. Excellent, well done. So it's just a nice exercise for gently strengthening your arms, but also getting a nice bit of movement in your shoulder socket. So let's come back onto the mat. And we're going to do a side lift. So you're going to have your legs stacked on top of each other, with your soles of your feet in line with your back. And then come onto your forearm with your elbow below your shoulder and your forearm straight out in front. So then we're going to breathe in. You're going to bring your arm up. You're working from these muscles, the oblique muscles, especially from underneath, to control lifting, and as you come back down, bringing back down. So breathe in, bring your arm up, and then lift your hips and bring your arm right over. Stay here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, lower your hips using the underneath abdominals and bring your arm back by your side. So breathing in and breathing out. So really lift the hips as much as you can. Let's stay here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lower those hips. Don't clonk back down onto the mat. Nice and smooth. Bring your arms by your side. Breathing in and breathing out. Reach that arm above your head nice and long. Keep lifted, using all your abdominals from underneath to lift that hip, and then control how you bring your hips back down onto the mat. Let's do 2 more like this. Breathing in to bring your arm up, breathing out, lift, using your underneath abdominals to lift the hips off the mat as far as you can, reaching your long arm over your head, and then controlling coming back down. And then 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. Stay here, take a breath in, and then lower with control and bring your arm back by your side. Excellent, so swing your legs around the other side. Let's take time to get set up properly. So we're going to be using again the underneath part of our waist muscles. So legs stacked on top of each other, but with the soles of the feet in line with your spine, which is or the back of your mat. Your underneath arm bent with the elbow below the shoulder and the forearm straight out in front. So don't have your forearm here or here. It's literally in line with the elbow. So never sink here. Keep nice and lifted here at all times. This arm by your side. So breathe in to bring your top arm up. Breathe out, lift from the underneath abdominals, lift the hip up, and then bring the top arm over your head. Stay here, take a breath in. Use those underneath abdominals to stay lifted, and then use those underneath abdominals to slowly lower your bottom hip back onto the mat. But again, don't sink. Keep nice and lifted here. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach your top arm over your head as much as you can. Keep your body to the front. Don't close in through the body, and then come back down after you've stayed up there. Breathe in, bring your top arm up. Breathe out, lift, and the top arm over your head. Stay here, keeping as lifted as you can while you breathe in, and then control how you come back down onto the mat. Breathe in, bring your top arm up, and then lift, top arm over your head. And then control using your underneath abdominal muscles to bring the hip back down. We'll do one more on this side. Breathe in and out. Lift as much as you can. Top arm reaching away from you, and control how you come back down. And then swing your legs around to the front and come to sitting. Well done. Okay, we're going to get a nice gentle side stretch now with the Mermaid. So if you can get your legs crossed like this. So I've got, I'm more on my right hip with the sole of my right foot on the front of my left thigh. So both legs sort of bent in a V. If your knees don't allow for that, you can do this with your legs straight out. You won't get such a stretch, but you'll still get a reasonable exercise. If you can have your legs bent like this, then do so. So I'm going to put my left hand on my left shin here, and then I'm going to bring my right arm over my head. And here I'm thinking about lifting the bottom rib on the right side away from that hip bone and reaching my arm long. And use this hand on the shin as well. And then come up to the center, take your arms out to the side, and then come over the other way. So my right hand is on the mat now, my left arm over my head, and I can reach my right arm away. I'm keeping my left hip down, I'm just bringing my left arm over my head. So I'm now lifting the bottom rib on the left side. And now as you come back up, try not to use your shoulders, try not to push off with this underneath arm, but use your abdominals to come back to this starting position. And now hold on to your left shin with your left arm and your right arm over your head. So I'm getting a nice stretch on the right side of my body now, breathing into that right side. Come up and over. So my right hand is on the mat, my left arm over the top of my head. I can reach away, so I'm now on my forearm, my right forearm, reaching my left arm over the head. As I come up, I'm not using my shoulders, I'm using my core, my abdominals to come back to the center. Let's do one more this way. So I get back to getting a stretch on the right side of my body here. Again, keep your shoulders open at the front. You're not looking down to the floor. Come up from the abdominals, arms out to the side. And then now my right hand and right forearm is on the mat, but my left hip hasn't lifted. I'm just reaching away from that hip. Staying here on an in-breath, and then using the core, not pushing off with my arms, but using my abdominals to come back to the front. So now turn your legs around the other way. So I'm now more on my left hip and my sole of my left foot on the front of my right thigh. So I'm holding onto my right shin with my right arm, And now I'm going to bring my left arm up and over, and I get more of a stretch in the left side now. Slightly different stretches each way. And then coming back up to the center, arms out to the side. And now I take my left hand onto the mat, my right arm over my head, and I'm coming onto my forearm on the left, reaching my right arm over, but I haven't lifted my right hip. Again, I'm just stretching through the waist on the right side. Now coming up, not using the arm or the shoulders, use your abdominals to come back up, and then holding onto my right shin with my right arm and my left arm over my head, getting that stretch between the rib cage and the hip. Coming back up to the center, and then over here. So my right arm is over my head. I'm on my forearm from the left arm, stretching to the right side. Not pushing off with my left hand, but using my abdominals to lift up. Back to the center, and now I've got my right hand back on my right shin, and my left arm over my head. Getting that one more stretch in that left side, and back to the center with arms out to the side, coming over. Now the last time, putting my left arm on the mat with my right arm over my head, getting a stretch here, and then use your abdominals to come up to the center and then lower the arms. Good, so we're going to finish with a nice sitting stretch. So come to sitting with your legs straight out in front of you. If you need to sit on a yoga block, if you find it uncomfortable sitting straight on the mat, then get your yoga block. You want to keep the legs in line with the hips to start with. So sitting nice and tall without any tension in your thighs. Use your core to help you sit tall. So let's start by bending the right leg. So the right sole of the right foot's on the inside of the left leg at whatever level is comfortable. So you don't have to have the leg high, you can have it low, wherever you find is comfortable for you. And just rearrange yourself so you're sitting back on your sit bones. And then sit nice and tall, and then lengthening from your lower back, walk your hands down your left leg. Hold on to wherever you can reach. So even if it's just by the knee, hold on there and just draw your body down. Your shoulders aren't tensing, so the stretch is just from the lower back. Lengthen through the back of the neck as well. Keep straight behind that left knee and draw your body down. Keep breathing here. Don't tense up. And now walk your hands back up your left leg to sit nice and tall. And now put your left hand on your right knee. Rotate through the waist and the rib cage to look over your right shoulder. Place your hand near to your lower back. So you're not leaning back, you're sitting nice and tall. And use the hand on your right knee to gently rotate around more so you can look further around behind you over your right shoulder. Stay here, sitting tall. And now bring your right arm over the top of your head in the direction of your left toes. Keep your left hand on your right knee. And you get a slightly different stretch in your back to the one we got on the Mermaid before that. Again, don't turn your top shoulder down to the floor. Keep it nice and open at the front. And then come back up to sitting tall one more time with your right hand behind your lower back. Use the left hand on the right knee to draw yourself around, really getting a really nice rotation here. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from your ears, your neck nice and long. And then through the waist, come back to the center and straighten your right leg. So make sure the right leg is in line with the right hip. Bend the left leg, so the sole of the left foot's on the inside of the right thigh at whatever level is comfortable, and just check your back on your sit bones. So sitting tall, walk your hands down your right leg. Hold on to wherever you can comfortably reach without your shoulders tensing. Keep straight behind the right knee and draw your body down, lengthening from the lower back over your right leg. And breathe into this, keep relaxing into this. And then walk your hands back up your right leg to sit nice and tall. And now put your right hand on your left knee. Rotate through your waist to put your left hand behind your lower back. Not too far away, you don't want to lean back, you want to stay tall. Look over your left shoulder using the right hand on your left knee. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep your jaw relaxed. And now bring your left arm over the top of your head in the direction of your right toes. Keep your right hand on the left knee. Keep your shoulders open at the front, don't start to look down to the floor. And breathe into the left side of your body here. Couple of breaths to get that nice stretch in your back and into the left hip. And then come to sitting up tall. Once more with your left hand behind your lower back, using the right hand on your left knee. And look over your left shoulder again. Rotating through the waist and the rib cage. And then come back to the center. Straighten both your legs and give them a little shake. Thank you, everybody.